Hey y'all, come on in here. Happy Monday. Let's get right into it, okay? Get in here because it's Monday and we got to make sure that your week is starting out strong. We got to make sure that you've got the right things on your mind. We've got to make sure that you are not accepting less than what you deserve, both from yourself and from other people in your life. I want you to comment the words "the best" in the chat. If you believe that you deserve the best, comment the words "the best" in the chat. Let's start with that right now. Oh my gosh, you were just about to search and I popped up. So that was perfect timing. The best. The best. Hey y'all, come on in here. The best. Okay? And you absolutely do deserve the best. And so, what I have to ask you then, knowing that you do deserve the best, which you know in your core and in your heart, God did not send you here to accept anything less than that. You are only going to live this experience as this version of you, this life, one time. So for that reason alone, you absolutely deserve the best. So knowing that, why is it that at times you settle and accept for less than the best, both from yourself and from the people in your life? Let's really think about this. We know what we do deserve. We know what we can achieve or what we believe we can achieve. We have high hopes, high aspirations, desires, dreams, goals, etc. We know our gut, right? Your gut, your instinct tells you this is not for me, or this is not what I need. This is not a reflection of truly who I am. But when it comes to a specific person, we still accept it. When it comes to a specific job, we still accept it. When it comes to a specific relationship, we still accept it. So that means that the desires you have, the goals that you have, and etc., by default, every time you say yes to giving that person another chance, that job another chance, that relationship another chance, that friend another chance, every time you say yes to that, you are by default saying no to your dreams, saying no to your goals, saying no to the fact that you actually deserve the best because you want to stay comfortable with that person, with that place, with that thing, with that relationship, or you want to keep them comfortable. Why do we do this? Why? I want you to give yourself the permission to put yourself first. And let's really be real on this right now because, you know, especially for women, especially for Black women, women of color, when we think about putting ourselves first, and Black people as a whole, for the men in here too, when we think about putting ourselves first and truly saying no to what doesn't serve us, because you know, that intuition, that gut doesn't lie. When that person is not for you, you feel it. When that situation is not for you, you feel it. When going to that event or to whatever someone is inviting you to is not for you, you feel it. But what ends up happening when we think about putting ourselves first and saying no? We feel bad, or we get called selfish, or we get called sometimes the B word, or we get called, like we've changed or that we're inconsiderate. But I want you guys to comment the word selfish in the chat, because let's redefine this today. Let's redefine this today, especially in the context of what it is that you want to achieve in your life. I want you to comment the word selfish in the chat because I'm really tired of us, and I've done this too, choosing to put ourselves last in order to not be seen as selfish or self-serving or rude or whatever, simply because we actually want to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. Be selfish. And you know why you should be selfish? When it comes to achieving your goals, when it comes to trusting your gut, when it comes to not accepting what is not actually good for you, because you have to preserve yourself. If you do not preserve yourself and only think about preserving other people, guess who's going to last? They will, and not you. And when you were born, when God brought you here with a task, a purpose, a destiny, all the things that you are supposed to achieve. But if you are continuously living your life and only deciding to be defined by other people or other things or their thoughts, their feelings, how can you ever actually achieve the purpose that God has laid out for you? You know, right? And let's think about it. For a lot of us, the biggest issue we have is relationships, right? But I want you guys to understand that there are certain people, places, things, habits that are only supposed to be in your life to bring you a lesson, and then they're supposed to go. That person is there to show you what you do not need. That situation is there to show you what you should avoid. That job might be there to show you, to get you to the next place, and you're supposed to let it go and move on to something else. But if we continue to allow our comfort and our unwillingness to tell people the truth and put ourselves first, if we continue to allow that to be what runs our life, you're going to end up keeping a person who was only supposed to be there for a season. You're going to end up keeping them in that place for a lifetime. And when you keep them there for a lifetime, guess where you stay? You end up staying in the same place forever too. And you don't get the opportunity to get to the destiny and the purpose that God has for you, because you've decided maybe it's more comfortable to just stay right here where I am. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Well, I want you today to decide, you know what? It's 2024. Some feathers need to be ruffled. Some feathers need to be ruffled. If this doesn't serve me anymore, I need to let it go. If this doesn't feel like good, I need to let it go. And I want you guys to ask yourself the question. Look at people, look at things, look at jobs, look at places in your life. Excuse me. And ask yourself, did this come from God? Is this God sent? You've got to ask yourself this question, because time is going. Time is moving. You've got things to accomplish. You've got money to make. You've got goals to achieve. I need you to make a list on one side of the paper. Write down the name of the person or the job or the place or the situation, the relationship, whatever it is. And on the other side of the paper, ask yourself, did this come from God? Is this God sent? And really sit and feel the answer, because you know how you know it came from God? It's not going to come in confusion. It's not going to be there to hurt you. And let's really dive into that, right? Because understand, sometimes God's lessons are painful, right? We've all gone through tests that have turned into testimonies. But there is a difference between God sending you something that is meant to make you better and something being in your life that is meant to destroy you. That is not God sent. Any trials and tribulations that come are meant to bring you out better on the other side. But there is a difference between a trial and a tribulation and someone who, or a person who, or a thing who, excuse me, or a place who is just really not supposed to be there. They're not a trial or tribulation at all. They're just there to destroy. I need you to get clear on that. And if there's anyone on that list, anything, any place, any habit, any circumstance, any relationship where you do not feel like it is in alignment with who you are now or where you need to go, you do not feel like it represents being sent by God to continue with you on this journey, if you write no, it is not God sent on any part of that paper, do yourself the favor and let it go. Release it. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't have to send a long text to the person, the place, or the thing telling them, I got to let you go because you are not God sent. You don't have to do that. Let it go quietly. Choose yourself quietly. You don't owe anyone an explanation. This life, this journey that you're on, the number one person you are here to serve is yourself after God. You are here to figure out what does God need from you, and then secondly, to go and execute it and become the best version of yourself. That's your main occupation, even if you're a wife, even if you're a mother. I know that before I can properly serve my husband, my kids, and my community, which is all of you, I have to serve myself. Because if I'm not clear on what the heck I'm doing, y'all not clear, my husband's not clear, my kids are not clear, my community is not clear. So please put yourself first. I want you to comment in the chat, it's about me. It's about me. And let's really look at this full perspective of what that means. It's about me. I want you to put yourself first. You don't have to be loud about putting yourself first. You don't have to break up with the person, with extra drama. And this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. You don't have to exit yourself from the friend group loudly. Quietly put yourself first. Quietly decide that it's about you, because it is. And not only is it about you when it comes to achieving your goals, achieving your dreams, but it's also about you because of the fact that you are the only one that is in position to truly save yourself. I want you to let go of what doesn't serve you anymore so you can also stop having excuses. Some of us are holding on to that person, to that job, to that trauma, to that feeling, to that memory, so that we can have something to blame. If this person is still in our life, then we can say, I could do more, but these people. Or I could do more, but this happened to me. Or I could probably be here, but, my parents did this to me. Or I could probably have more time if I didn't have this job, right? So sometimes we keep these things in our life just so we have something to say as to why we can't do the things we need to do. So you need to let those things go so that it just becomes about you. You've got to recognize that you are here to save yourself. As many people, places, things can distract you. Yes, there are going to be people who hurt you, who do you wrong, who bring different energy into your life. But at the end of the day, you have ultimate control over how long they stay and how much it affects you on your journey. It's about you. I want you to take your power back. I want you to take your power back. And taking your power back means stepping away from things that don't serve you quietly and recognizing that it's time to say no.